And one archetype of a person you just cannot stand.
A lot of you are not ready for what I'm about to say, but I'm just going to say anyway, so here goes. The worst archetype of a person can be is a pick-me woman. And for those of y'all who want to know what a pick-me woman is, please stay tuned for this video. A pick-me woman, as described up here, is a woman that is willing to do anything for male approval. She will embarrass or throw other women under the bus to achieve this said goal. What these pick-me women fail to realize is that they're really co-signing a lot of the dangerous and misogynistic ideas that men constantly have. Most of these women are so desperate for men's approval that they will literally sit there and let women be disrespected in front of them and they won't say shiz about it. And the funny thing about these women is that they will literally never be picked. The men that they so defend and everything will never pick them. Ever. So it's literally gag worthy and hilarious that these women go hard in the paint for these men that literally have shown them their true colors because they want that male approval so badly. It's disgusting. In the words of my homegirl, stand up.
Let's get into the signs that you're a pick-meisha, that you're a pick-me. I want to express before I list out all of these signs that this is not me shaming pick-me women. This is me spreading awareness to pick-me behavior so those who want to evolve and learn better can do better through recognizing these pick-me tendencies that set us up for failure, unnecessary burdens, stress, and heartache. If you align with these things, you can choose to change into better, which will attract better into your life, which is what you deserve. Okay, now let's get into it. Sign number 1 is you're pursuing and chasing a man. Chasing a man isn't just pursuing him, asking him out, making the first move, asking for his number, tracking him down to see what he's doing. Chasing a man is anything that you do to try to get a man's attention. As women, we don't have to do all of that. We can attract effortlessly when we put that energy towards yourself, and through attracting, it puts you in a better position. Because when a man chases a woman, he's putting consistent effort to win her heart, romancing her, trying to impress her. A lot of men will not do that if they see they already won you over because you made the first move, declaring you already like him and want him just the way he is without any effort needed. Broke men call it simping, but it's called courting. If a man really likes you and has good intentions, he's going to court you. You don't need to convince that man on taking you on a date, on getting you flowers, on treating you right. And if he decides to take his time, let him take his time. Through rushing into a relationship, you are chasing a man. Let that man decide to be with you, because when you make that decision, if you're asking him to be with you, to be consistent, to treat you right as a woman, you're gonna come off as desperate. You're gonna come off as not having any options. You're gonna come off as needy, which can scare a man away or give a man the opportunity to take advantage of you because you're showing him you need him like water and you're thirsty for that water. Never sign you're a pick-me is you're fighting for a man's attention that does the bare minimum or hasn't done anything for you, which is similar to the first one. But this is any time in a relationship, not just the beginning phases. Men should be fighting for your attention because anything that does not want you is not worth your time. He will just waste your time as long as you let him, as long as you allow him to. You should not want something that does not want you in the same way as that you want them. It's time to move on and attract someone who doesn't need fighting for. Because if you're starting a relationship off fighting for things, you will be fighting the whole course of your relationship, draining your energy and life force towards trying to convince a man to be something he's not, or want something he clearly doesn't want to do. Because if a man really wants to do something, he won't need any convincing from you to do it. Sign number 3 that you're a pick-me is you're threatened by women who look good. Another sign that you're a pick-me is you throw other women under the bus to try to make yourself look better. A 5th sign that you're a pick-meisha is you accept unacceptable behavior because you don't want to lose a man. A 6th sign that you're a pick-me woman is you value a man's opinion more than your own, even if it goes against what you want out of life. Another sign that you're a pick-me is you ditch all of your friends and will even ditch your family to please a man. When you're dating, all of a sudden, your friends are on a back burner. Your family's on a back burner. He's your number one and only. It's important to have a life outside of your relationship and to not pause it because you get into a relationship. You should not be devoting all of yourself to a person, completely eliminating everyone else in your life to give that person all of your attention. If he's requiring that, that's toxic. And you allowing that continues that toxicity. It's important to nurture all your relationships. Don't just drop all of them for a man. Because when that relationship ends, if it ends, who are you going to turn to? It's fraudulent and it comes off as fake, so you may damage relationships through doing that. An A sign that you're a pick-me is you believe things a man says that goes against evidence and facts because you don't want to take accountability and leave him. I've seen too many women who see how a man behaves and trust his words over actions. It doesn't matter if he says he's a great man, he plans to do all these great things for you. From what you've seen, your time spent with him, is he really a great man? And has he done those things for you that he said he would? Words are cheap, and a lot of men will make stuff up just to get girls, and a lot of us fall for words instead of action and end up waiting around for what they promised after we already gave our time, after we already gave our bodies, and after we already gave our heart to them. They know exactly what they're doing most times, and we need to stop being oblivious to it. Another sign that you're a pick-me is you revolve your life around a man that isn't your husband or paying any bills. I've had men in the starting phases of dating try to last minute do things and explain to me how they just can't plan anything because they're so busy and I should just drop my life and do things their way. Men who are trying to come into my life, pursuing me, expecting me to inconvenience myself and change my schedule and my routine last minute for them when they aren't even my man. It's gonna be a hell no for me. And it should be a hell no for you, because when you accept that, it continues and it will eventually drive you mad if you actually have a life outside of your relationship, which again, you should if you know what's good for you. And the 10th sign that you're a pick-meisha, that you're a pick-me, is you dismiss and you repress serious issues because of how a man makes you feel. Before you give your heart, your body, and consistent time to a man, you need to seriously vet him out. Ask the uncomfortable questions. Ask him how his relationship with his parents is, where he sees himself in 5 years, what he likes to do in his free time. Is he looking for a good time or a long time? Does he believe in marriage? Was his parents married? How was his mother treated in that marriage? What his love language is, what his religion is, what career he has, so you can see if he can even afford to date and start a family or provide. Does he want children? Does he have children? How often does he drink? Does he smoke? Does he like drugs? What are his values? What are his views on monogamy? How was his last relationship? These are all important questions to know before pouring your energy into a man, because just through those answers you can know if he's worth your time and commitment. You'll know if he's husband material, if that's a father you want for your children, and you can move along scotch-free to the next man who has the actual traits and values you want in a man, so you don't fall for or give your body to essentially risking having a baby with the wrong man. If those answers are uncomfortable to ask in the beginning, imagine how uncomfortable it would be finding those things out after you're already knees deep in love with him or with a child by him. Absolutely not. And yes, men can lie about these answers, but men don't know what answers you're wanting from them, so they will answer some, if not all, honestly, in hopes you're wanting the same thing. And if they are lying, this is where you continue to vet him out and look at their actions and their behavior versus their words. See if he aligns with what he's saying before trusting what he's saying is true and pouring all your energy into him because of all of the words he's feeding you. Alright, now I'm going to react to a TikTok and go over the comments of a TikTok in regards to how you can come across if you are a pick-meisha to other people.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but some of y'all pick-meishas need to get delivered on this fine Sunday. I never post in real time, but y'all about to get this story time today. I just had the flu last week, okay? I am no longer contagious. I'm no longer feeling bad, but I am looking rough. As you can see, I am the same complexion as Casper the Ghost. I just got my hair done because I needed my hair washed. And before I go to my nail appointment at 4 o'clock, I was like, let me go get something to eat because I need nourishment so I can continue to take my medication. I decided to go to Continental Midtown restaurant on 18th and Chestnut in Philly. It's a really great place for lunch. And I was like, let me go eat something real quick before I go get my nails done. I was able to get a table for one. They sit me down. There's a table of 4 next to me, and it's in a booth, and I'm at a little table. So it's a couple here and a couple here. The couple here that I can see, I'm facing them or whatever, it's like this, they're probably my age, mid-30s. So the man in that couple is blatantly disrespectful. He is staring at me. I put my order in. I'm eating my food. I got a little calamari salad and a lobster mac and cheese. I am sitting there minding my business. Do you know this man stared at me at least 10 times? Now, mind you, I just had the flu, okay? I'm not dressed. I'm currently in a Nike Tech outfit right now. Like I said, my hair just got pressed. My nails are not done. My eyebrows are not done. And I'm giving Casper the Ghost realness. So he's sitting there staring at me. His woman looks over and starts getting upset. Understandable. Your man is being blatantly disrespectful. So much so, I was uncomfortable that I was just like, let me just eat my salad and get out of here because I'm from Philly and them type girls be getting upset about those type dusties in Philly. So I said, you know what? It's a Sunday. Let me eat and get out because I got a nail appointment anyways. I asked the waiter for the check. I said, sir, can I please have the check? They're also finishing up their meal. I look over, like I was looking at the waiter, and then like I glanced over. Do you know this girl? Do you know this woman put her whole life's work into rolling her eyes at me, y'all? Ma'am, let me gather you real quick. First and foremost, I find it really funny how women that are pick-meshas, that have dusty men as boyfriends and my man on all these social medias, but in real life they be blatantly disrespectful. These types of females always get upset with the woman that's really the victim. I was sitting there eating a calamari salad. Your man is sitting there like this. Be mad at him. Why are you rolling your eyes at me? And when their check came, I knew for a fact, I already knew we wasn't the same, but I knew for a fact we were not the same. And you might say, Sydney, how aren't you the same? Well, this is what had happened. When I decided to pay for my meal, I took my Gold American Express and put it on the tab, and I paid and got 4 times the points for my lunch. When they paid for their meal, the 4 of them, that man asked her to go in her wallet and pull out cash so they can go Dutch. If you don't know what that means, split the check in front of their friends. In front of their friends. And you want to roll your eyes at me? We are not the same, because if I was out in front of my friends, if I was out, period, with a male presence, I wouldn't even have to bring a purse if I didn't want to. They would never even expect me. Even if they lost their wallet in the Titanic under the ocean, they would go wash the dishes before they would ask me to pay. You had to go in your purse and pull out cash and put that on the tab. And you wanna roll your eyes at me for your man in my face? Are you dumb or are you crazy? So all of this to say, I chuckled. I politely gathered my leftovers. I gathered my Marc Jacobs, and I said, let me get on out of here because this is insane. But what I can do is give y'all unsolicited advice on this internet on this fine Sunday. If this sounds like y'all, if y'all are getting upset over these men in public that are blatantly disrespecting y'all, stop it. If that girl would have put her life's work into her standards and to what she deserves and her self-confidence and self-worth, instead of putting her whole life's mission into rolling her eyes at me, she wouldn't like her man either. I surely don't. That's not even, I would never look 2 times at that man because I already know what type time he is. The reason why he stares at me because he knows he can't afford me. But you know what? It's nice to see a trophy every once in a while. He keeps her because he can afford her. She tolerates that. I would never tolerate that, and he knows it. So when he sees a girl like me, he's like, let me get a little peek of what life might have been if I would have upgraded myself and been a real man. But because y'all pick-meshas tolerate this, okay, because y'all act the way y'all do, these scenarios go ahead, and I'm sick of it. So if y'all sound like this, if this hit any type of nerve on this Sunday, please deliver yourself. Because the High Caliber Women Association, we're not tolerating it in 2024. You better get it together. We don't want your man, and we don't want you rolling eyes, because one thing about me, I'm still from Philly, and I've never been the 1 or the 2.
That video was kind of funny. I've experienced that multiple times, and let's get into the comments. Those women be dangerous because they will get physical for Dusty. Literally, oh my gosh, I have a story time. Should I do it? Oh gosh, maybe I should save it. We're too early in the video. Are we too early in the video? No, we're gonna get into it. I remember I shared this in my last reaction video about homosexuals. I had a guy best friend and we tried the whole friends with benefits thing. I literally tried it once because it's just not for me. And in the midst of that, he had a crazy ex. He had a crazy ex that found out and was like, I've heard all about you. I heard how you beg him to come over. I've heard how, like, all these crazy things that she's heard from him that I'm guessing he told her. So he was telling me, I guess, a different story. He was demonizing her to me, and he was demonizing me to her. So in reality, he was inviting me over, begging me to come over, begging me to stay the night. And she was thinking that I was begging him. She was like, yeah, what would your subscribers think of you? I'm gonna expose you for stealing my man. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know he was your man. Like, could you relax? Like, I had no idea. We are literally not together. I don't even want him. We just tried something. It didn't work. And she blasted me on social media. She spammed me on Instagram. She spammed me on Facebook. She spammed me on Twitter. I don't even use Twitter. She found me somehow on Twitter and she messaged me everywhere. I had to block her everywhere because she would not stop harassing me. She was like, you can go ahead and keep him. Da, 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 da. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And I didn't even know how to fight, fight, or freeze. I was just in freeze mode because I didn't understand why this woman had so much hatred towards me and how she saw me so negatively, and I've never even met her. And it was because I was affiliated with her Dusty she was so clung on to. And that's what a lot of women who are clung on to Dusties do. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. To each its own. It doesn't matter how you look. When your hair is freshly done, it gives you a glow and people stare you down. LOL. Yeah, I feel like when my hair is freshly done, I don't really need to do anything. I usually literally replace this wig every 2 to 4 weeks. Just so the curls are fresh, because when I recurling the curls isn't the same as the way it is when you get it out the box. I feel like there's pros and cons to synthetic. And a pro to synthetic that I really like is like you literally don't need to do anything. You just pop it on, the curls are immaculate for like 2 weeks. Any way to make my life easier, I'm always for. And yeah, the way that your hair looks makes a huge impact. It's crazy how differently you could be perceived just by simply your hairstyle. Don't even get me started on your hair color. Dutch. The bar is set in hell. Lord, I ask that you save these pygmishas from the bondage of Dusties. Amen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! She knows she can't control him, so she thinks she can control every woman around him. The girl's gotta do better. Shaking my head. Yeah, I see this a lot. Like, the guy will cheat, and then the woman has no idea the guy is in a relationship, and the woman's like out to kill that woman. The woman's figuring out the other woman's address, ready to harass that woman, make that woman's life harder, call the woman a homewrecker. No, your man's a homewrecker because your man was the one in a relationship and that got in a relationship with someone else. Most times a girl doesn't even realize that the guy's in a relationship because they were lied to. So in that case, who's really the homewrecker? Like, I don't advocate talking to married men, but a lot of the times women don't have any idea these men are married, because why would they tell them that? A man who's married and wants to cheat isn't gonna go and say, hey, I'm married, but you want to talk to me? No, they're gonna lie. They're gonna lie and pretend like they're single. So who should you be using all that anger, frustration, and energy towards when you find out you've been wronged? Who really wronged you? That's all I'm saying. Take that energy and redirect it towards the source. I actually saw a TikTok of men being like, yeah, I love it when women fight over me. I love it when I get my woman mad, she's fighting over me and she's jealous. Like, yeah, I got a woman to fight another woman for me. I got 2 women fighting over me, fighting for my love. Like, you're giving them way too much. You're making the situation worse. It's 2024. Let's stop calling each other whores. Like, of course, like, there are women who will go after a man that's taken, and that's not okay, and I don't advocate for that. And those are the type of women you really gotta keep your eye on. But most women literally have no idea. So let's not harass women for what your man is doing. I'm shocked that women go Dutch. I've never had that experience in my dating history. But you attract what you are, lady. That's kind of mean, because I feel like you attract what you accept, because you could be really hot and you could still be treated like crap. Like, there are some men that will get with pretty hot women just to bring her down a notch, just to humble her, and will do things to make her feel shitty and like less. And if she accepts it, it's not about who she is, it's about what she's accepting. She's letting someone else tell her who she is. That's why I advocate towards dating yourself first, really pouring into yourself first, so no one else can tell you who you are, what you deserve, and all that wumbo jumbo. You're firm like a rock, and can't nobody BS you, because you're not allowing to BS. You know, a lot of communities push sacrifice and struggle love, and unless you question certain things, unless you branch off and learn a different perspective and way of going about things, that's really all you know. And that's not really that woman's fault for not knowing better. So I try not to be judgmental of those who don't know any better, because no one taught them any better, you know? Like, all we can do is evolve as much as we know how to. Which is why I love the internet, because we're evolving so much faster with all this information that we're sharing with each other. All these shared experiences that we're having. Back in the day, we only had, like, the people who were raising us and those in our community to teach us what they knew. So if no one knew any better, then there's nothing better that could have been taught to us. But nowadays, you can learn anything, so. She knows she is not the same. That's why she's mad. Preach it.
Some people are simply better than others.
If you're happy in life, you're not triggered by someone else being happy. Like, if you're live, laugh, loving, You're not triggered by someone else live, laugh, loving. Like, if you look good, you're not triggered by someone else looking good. So if you're triggered by someone looking good, if you're triggered by someone being happy, if you're triggered by someone being themselves, it's time to look in the mirror and question how you can embody that yourself so you're happy and not mad at people who are happy. You know, and it's huge loser energy and everyone can see it but you if you're doing that.
Okay, some of y'all are not gonna like what I have to say, but I feel like it needs to be addressed. So recently, many women, especially black women, have been hopping on the soft girl lifestyle era. And honestly, this is the best thing that could ever happen to black women. But of course, there are black women online who are telling other black women that they are wrong for raising their standards, or they don't deserve to have a man pay their bills, or they shouldn't be asking a man to do anything for them. And honestly, I'm not surprised, because I know our community is like our biggest haters, but I'm really embarrassed. And I think we're the only group that does this because we have been conditioned to engage in dysfunctional lifestyles and consider it normal. Like, for example, we have been conditioned to be the strong, independent black woman our whole life, when it's honestly so detrimental to black women. It never gives us a vulnerable moment, and it makes us be seen as inhumane. And that is why so many people disrespect us, and that is why we're so unprotected. And that's not helping us. And honestly, relationship-wise, it doesn't give us any chance to step into our femininity, which can also lead us to attract men who ain't doing shit for us. Which is why a lot of y'all be fucking with niggas who be asking you for gas money and be living in their mama basement. But I digress. I'm not judging you. And then we've also been conditioned to be ride or die. And bitch, I don't know about y'all, but I was doing more dying than riding. So I don't think that was helping us either. And y'all don't see how blogs be promoting that shit with Krishan and Blueface? You notice how a lot of black blogs do promote baby mom culture more than they do husband and wife culture. And while there's nothing wrong with being a baby mom, you do have to consider the fact that at the end of the day, that's still promoting a broken family instead of a whole one. And that's not helping the black community. And it is still not helping black women at all. There is so much that we need to change when it comes to the culture of the black community, especially with how black women get treated. It is so wrong as a black woman to tell other black women that they shouldn't desire healthier and happier lives just because you're complacent with the dysfunctional lifestyle that we have been conditioned to live in. Regardless, do what works for you, but stop telling black women that they're wrong for wanting better for themselves. Because frankly, after all we've been through, bitch, we fucking deserve it, okay? Love y'all though. Bezos, let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Like, why would I want your man and he making you pay? Yep, pick me women are low value. That's why they have to ask to be picked. And men being men, they'll just go, okay. That's so embarrassing on her part. Yeah, like I said, you know, it's literally everyone can see it. When you're insecure as a woman and you're triggered by women looking good, if you are bothered by women being happy, you make yourself look uglier. That's sad. She needs to be gathering him, not rolling her eyes at you. There's going to be a beautiful woman everywhere she goes. Yeah, there's beautiful women everywhere. So might as well just be one. Should I quote that? I'm going to quote that. He's not trying to leave, so it's never going to be his fault. She's probably mad at the girls with self-esteem because she has none. You can be the prettiest person in the world, but if you don't have confidence, if you don't believe you're pretty, if you are not firm and you're accepting BS, you can only be mad at yourself. But most times they get mad at other people because they don't want to take accountability. OMG, this happened to me, same story. Only thing, when my bill came, it was somehow bad. Get it, girl. They think they can control you before him, so they go for you. It's crazy. On dot. I'm still baffled these type of women still exist in this world. I feel like it all stems from what you were taught, the way you were raised, and the perspective that you have. Like, the way that pygmishas are demonized is the same way that pygmishas demonize high caliber women. It's the same way that pygmishas demonize women with high standards. And I think it takes an understanding of both parties and compassion for both parties to figure out what you're most aligned with, to figure out what is for you. Because for some people, the pick-me-sha life is easier than being a trophy wife. Like, being a high maintenance woman, being a trophy wife, trophy girlfriend, clearly has its cons. You know, not everyone can deal with hate, but I focus on love. I'm you in this situation. I don't have time for these men and their foolishness. The pick-me women have their karma in the form of their men. That's very true. What you accept continues. Like, I have a sense of understanding to why certain people accept BS, because I was at a place where I accepted BS, and I was lucky enough to educate myself and really listen to my intuition, to not get too far in the BS to where I'm stuck in it and that's all I know. And I'm like this woman who's like rolling her eyes at women who want more for themselves. But that usually, unfortunately, is the case. Like, if you choose to listen to someone else's way of living and you're not really listening to what your needs are and what you want, if you're not questioning how things will fully long-term impact you as a woman, yeah. But my thing is, it's never too late to change your life around. If you're willing to change, if you believe in change, you can make that change happen. But a lot of pick-me-shas don't believe in that change. A lot of pick-me-shas think it's la-la land to have high standards, to be provided for, to be nurtured in the ways that we require. So it ends up being a la-la land fantasy. You really get what you believe in. If you don't believe that you deserve better, then the chances of you getting better, if that chance comes along, you're probably not even going to take it, because you're going to think, oh, well, that's too good for me. It's too good to be true. Like, is it? An engaged man that I've known for years once told me, that's why I don't go for women like you. They expect all of this. Yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for. Like, a lot of guys will like to insult women who have high standards and call us prostitutes and gold diggers for having high standards. But in reality, you should. You should have high standards for the man that you're letting inside of you. You should have high standards for the man that you want to start a family with. You should have high standards for the man that you're spending a lot of time with. If you're prioritizing having a high quality experience as a woman, you're not going to get there having low standards and accepting BS. Time to snap out of it. And those same men, some, not all, I'm not judging, but what I've noticed is those same men, most of them will get with a low maintenance, low standards, low boundaries woman, and then complain about her and complain about the relationship, complain how she's not feminine enough, complain how she's too masculine, and go and chase what they actually want in hopes that what they actually want won't have high standards. Because there are a lot of beautiful women who have a lot going on for themselves who accept BS. The quality of the people in your life affects the quality of the experience of your life. Behind every great man is usually a woman who inspired him to be great, because that's what she required. No, because the girls really be getting mad over a man that would never even have a chance with the woman anyway. Pick-me-sha is definitely skipping this video. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, most people don't like watching content that goes against their perception. Like, not a lot of people like to challenge their perspective or their beliefs or the way that they're raised, and that's why most people don't change. If you've ever dealt with someone side-eyeing you for looking really good and just minding your own business, share your experience in the comments below, and I'll share some of my experiences too, because I've had multiple experiences where I'm just minding my business and someone's side-eyeing me because I put effort towards my look, or because I'm smiling, because I have energy and I have life in my eyes. Like, before I end this video, I want to give some love to my new subscribers who gave some love to me and really made my day. Some of your comments really be making my day. Like, I screenshot them and I save it in a folder, so whenever I'm having a bad day, I just go back and read the comments. Rena Ta Hollycom 9929, sorry for pronouncing it wrong, says she's so nice. I was watching her channel on my TV and literally had to come straight to this video to comment. I'm so damn extra. That's how you know the love is real, is when you're watching it on a different device and then you go on another device just to comment. That's so sweet. I appreciate every single comment. But anyways, the hair is hot. Thank you. Do you think the bob is hot? The poses are effing adorable. She's funny as hell. Like, I cannot with this woman. I love it here. Officially subscribed. Like, that literally made me blush. Like, I think I was at work when I got this comment. I was just like, I think someone like walked by and were like, what you smiling at? You texting a boy? And I'm like, no, just a subby, giving me some lovey. I want to give some love to Ebony Campbell 444 for making my day and making me blush. She said, love your energy. This video is everything. I can already see 100K and rising subscribers in your channel soon. Thank you for the sis. Like, what? Now my subscribers manifesting my channel success for me. Like, that means the world. Having other people see the vision and like believe and like, I don't know. It's just, I started out like really doubting myself because everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone was like, what are you doing? Everyone was like, why are you doing YouTube? It's a waste of time. You only have a little bit of subscribers. You know, so that means a lot to me. But I want to give a ton of love to Lily V Gautier 9685. If I'm not pronouncing that wrong, sorry. But you're always spreading love on my channel and I really appreciate it. She commented, will be the fastest growing channel 2024 for sure. We're manifesting it. Cheers to that. Make sure if you haven't already to subscribe and like this video. It really helps the channel. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah.